What's going on, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pocket Show. Today is Sunday, October 14th, 2018, and this is episode number 74. Tonight's episode is a 1v1, and on the show tonight, we have Tombit. What's going on, man?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
What's going on? Pretty good? That's your answer?
Yeah.
All right.
I feel good.
Good. Okay, well, that's good. Well, you got sparkling water. You should.
Yeah.
Well, as you guys can see, I know this man as Tombit, which was his streaming name, his username, but you might see like a different username down him below him. But this is in fact Tombit, so don't get your shit twisted. So we'll get back to this guy in just a hot second. During the show, if you would like to ask a question to be answered during the Q&A near the end of the podcast, use the !Q command in chat. If we're not live and you'd like to ask any sort of question or submit any sort of feedback, feel free to shoot me an email at crocs@knackers.com. And if you enjoy the podcast and you would like to support the show in a completely free way, please consider leaving a review for the podcast on iTunes. Winnie, that command is now on my bad. And now it's time to do the podcast. So first and fucking foremost, what was the brand of what you were drinking? I want to know the brand. I want to know the flavor.
Wait a minute. Pellegrino. What is it?
Pellegrino?
Pellegrino.
Hey, Pellegrino!
Yeah. Pellegrino. Hey, give me that. Give me one of them bottles now.
How often do you buy those, and how many do you buy at once?
I buy 1 to 2.
And then
I buy the big guys.
Can you put one of those down in like a sitting, or will you kind of split it half and half?
Yeah, I kind of like lay it on my desk and it just kind of goes away. I don't have a set.
Like a threshold or a limit?
Yeah. I'm not like a psychopath where I'm like, I need 3 ounces today and 3 ounces tomorrow.
As far as drinking it warm, if it's warm, will you still drink it, or can you drink it only cold?
I drink it warm too.
That's the one thing I can't do. I can't seem to get behind sparkling water warm.
Yeah, it's a little weird, like in your mouth.
Amongst other things.
Yeah.
If sparkling water wasn't in your hand right now, what would be like your next go-to?
Coffee.
Coffee?
Yep.
Okay, so what about like sugary drinks?
None.
Okay.
Look at me.
I know, but if it wasn't going to affect you, if you could have had anything to drink right now.
A Dr. Pepper. Classic. Everyone's going to say it. Come on.
You know, I don't find many people that drink Dr. Pepper, at least around me. Like
that's true. Like when you ask people like around you, like you're like at a like outside or whatever, and you're like, what does everyone drink? No one's going to say Dr. Pepper. But you think they would.
Well, I know that it's my favorite, but anytime I go out, like if I'm sitting at a table with 10 people, nobody's saying Dr. Pepper. Like nobody does.
Yeah.
And that makes me sad.
It's a good drink, so you like it.
Oh, it's definitely one of my favorites. Anytime I go to Jimmy John's, it's Dr. Pepper. If Dr. Pepper is a choice, that's what I'm getting. But a lot of people don't like having Dr. Pepper on their lineup. All right. Well, I guess first we can start this off with the story of how Tombit and I met. We were both playing a game called Islands of Nine. Rest in peace, Islands of Nine. Good God, that went fast. And I was just queuing up in duos, you know, had my microphone going, and I get into a lobby, and the lobby of Islands of Nine was you played gun game while everybody was waiting to spawn into the island. And so there was no communication there. And then as soon as we dropped in, we're both falling from the sky. And in the distance, I hear, Knackers! Knackers! You got a mic? Just screaming at the top of their lungs. No, like, hey, man, what's going on? You know, where we landed. Just name just being screamed, like, right off the bat. And I immediately knew that I was going to like this guy. Now, unfortunately, I died within the first 5 seconds of the match. And I think...
Yeah, you're a loser.
Hey! And he went on to at least get a couple kills because Tombit's a much better gamer than I am. But he was also, you know, when you're playing video games and you see somebody with twitch.tv/ in their name, you're like, oh one of these guys. Well, I decided to follow one of those links, and it brought me to Tombit's channel. I watched for a bit, and then we, became. Are we friends? Did we become acquaintances?
Yeah. I mean, I think we hit it off pretty quick.
Okay, good.
Like, I fell in love with you pretty.
Okay, we're going all the way up there. So that's how we met. And Tombit streamed for a while, and we threw some hosts and raids back and forth and stuff.
Yeah. That was awesome.
And it was a really good time. And I've always wanted to have him on the show before he stopped streaming. And then once I had learned that you had stopped, I was even more interested to get you on, because this isn't a story that I ever get to hear. I don't know of anybody that I was close with that stopped streaming. And you were kind of the first person that I had really experienced that with. And my first thought was this would make a great episode to just get into your head and learn what you're all about.
Yeah. No, I have some stuff to tell you.
Good shit. I'm excited to hear it. Outside of streaming, just lately, I know before we started the podcast, you said that most of your streaming stuff is away. Is all of your gaming stuff away as well?
No, I mean, I have my gaming PC.
Okay.
Is that what you're saying? Like,
yeah,
I play games.
Okay.
But that's kind of like, that's kind of been slowed down too a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just kind of.
Was that a factor, or not necessarily a factor, but more of a result of what happened with Twitch, or was it just something that needed to slow down anyways?
I think I needed to like slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I want to do other stuff. Like, you'll learn, but like I just wanted to like do the things that I wanted to do, and it just it just takes a lot of time. Like,
absolutely. Did you
playing games?
Right. Because anybody who's playing video games is spending a hell of a lot of time. Without going into too much detail, because we're gonna get into it later, when you kind of stepped outside of that circle, did you kind of go like, holy shit, I blacked out, so much time has passed, and I spent a lot of hours doing this?
Yeah, and then like relationship problems happen.
Yep.
That's what happened. So a lot of that kind of came up, and yeah, you're just like, because I kind of went in like pretty full, like into a schedule.
Yeah.
And I got to what's it called? Your
affiliate.
75 affiliate. Rather, I guess pretty quickly. I guess.
Very quickly.
And everything was going good, and then I was just like, okay, like this is really hard. And I'm going into this. Yeah, I'm like going into this world.
Right. Stepping into the ring.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we jump into all that, I do want to do a little bit of an interview just to learn about you personally, and so the people in chat can learn a little bit about you. But the first thing I want to know is, what games have you been playing since you stopped streaming? Overwatch.
Yeah, I got really into the Overwatch thing.
Real? Okay. What hero do you play?
Diva. And Widowmaker.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you not get COD?
Yeah, I've been playing that too.
Oh, you have? Okay. I was about to say, I was like, 'cause if you loved Islands of Nine.
Yeah.
What?
Blackout's pretty awesome.
I agree. And I've never said that about. I've said that about Call of Duty games, but this is the first time I've said it and that I've truly meant it.
This is the first COD I've ever bought.
First you've ever bought?
Oh, no. I played Call of Duty 1 and 2. The World War II, like the real original.
Oh, yeah, like console games.
Like 20 years ago, whatever that was.
20 fucking years ago!
Jesus. And I love those games. And then like I was in a Halo, and then Halo was happening, and then COD started coming in, but I just never played it. It was like a phenomenon, right?
So you've never played, have you played like the Modern Warfare campaigns?
No.
Brother!
I don't know anything about it. I've never played like Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. Like, yeah, I missed a lot.
I mean, not playing the multiplayers is okay, but in my opinion, the campaigns in the earlier Modern Warfares were really, really fucking good.
Really?
So if you're ever feeling frisky and you just want like a 10-hour campaign to play where you just shoot shit nonstop, give it a shot. You could probably get it pretty cheap on Steam.
Nice.
All right. I want to drill into your brain and bring out all of your Darpest Decrest secrets.
Oh, you're gonna find out a lot of scary stuff.
All right. All right. So first, tell the audience who you are, where are you from, what do you do? Go for it.
My name is Tom. I made a channel called Tombit, and I am a actual web developer and designer. Been doing it for a long time. I work for myself. I work at home, and I live in Florida. I'm a Florida man. Okay. I haven't been in the news yet.
You're lucky then.
Yeah, lucky. I'm actually, I was born and raised in Florida, and I lived in New York City for a while, did all that, and then like moved back. And then, yeah, I just like, I saw Twitch started blowing up. You know, like all like, I mean, the past, I don't know when years like when it was really blowing up. It was like, is it like 2013?
Yeah, I would say like in between 11 and 13 was when it really started to gain traction. I believe 2013 was when, I'm trying to remember, I remember an email going out saying that Justin TV was officially shutting down. And,
Okay.
and I believe I got that email in like 2013. And so I think that's when it really started to get big.
Okay, right. And there's like Crip was like big, and like Doc started doing it, you know, like, or Crip Harrion from Hearthstone.
Right. I don't know.
Or whatever.
Because I didn't know that those big people existed when I first started on Twitch. Like I was so oblivious to that whole people making a career out of this website thing.
Right. Yeah, I'm like learning this, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then so, you know, I've been, you know, I was just watching it, learning it, following people, and then you have like friends that are like, oh, you know, you should do it because you're like, you know, entertaining or whatever. We like you, Tom. You know,
You're a funny guy.
Yeah, you make us laugh. You should do like a little show and get paid. So that's, you know, I guess that's like how a lot of people probably get into it,
Yep.
or just you do it because you just want to try it.
Right.
And so yeah, you know, I started. Yeah, 2007, end of 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's me.
Did you know about Twitch since 2013, 2014, and then just start streaming in 2017, or did
Yes.
you? Wow,
Yeah, it was, like,
really?
later. Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you remember like the first games that you would watch?
I think I got like my years messed up here because I started watching a lot of Hearthstone.
Okay.
When did Hearthstone come out?
That's a great question. I can Google it for you. March 2014. Wow.
Yeah, so about like,
holy fuck.
yeah, I know. So like around there, and I was in beta too.
Okay.
I don't know if people were able to stream then, like when it was in beta, but I was kind of like into that. So like all that stuff's happening, and I'm like, oh, there's Twitch. So yeah, years passed, and then I finally bought all the stuff and learned OBS, and that's
that.
Yeah, I have 1 million subscribers now. It's great.
And I don't even broadcast to them.
Yeah, I'm done.
Did you? But you already had your MacBook Pro, right?
Yes.
At that point, and then I was actually so surprised to hear that you were using the MacBook Pro to stream.
Yes.
I almost couldn't believe it.
Yep.
It made it
As
one.
my second PC.
Okay.
I was using this like crazy thing. NDI.
You were using NDI the whole time?
Yes.
Wow, I did not see. I didn't even learn about NDI until I think after you were done already.
Yeah, because I wanted to I built this like gaming PC, and I really wanted to like show off the game, like ultra graphics, and you like NDI can like let you do that really well.
And then you don't need a capture card.
Right.
All right, what's your favorite word?
Fuck.
You can't use a curse word.
Oh Jesus. Jesus? No. No, my favorite word? Shit. I mean, I don't know any like Jesus.
Excuse me.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm back.
I don't know.
Hey.
Rad. No,
Right.
dude. I say dude a lot.
You should, being a surfer.
Yeah. So yeah, I do. I am a surfer.
Okay, real quick before we go any further, can you kind of talk to me, like, kind of elaborate on what you were saying before the show about like surfing and also being a part-time weatherman, and kind of how the experience of trying to find beaches and waves and all this shit? Because I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. So I've been surfing for like a long time. You know, Florida's not like the best waves in the world, but whatever. I mean, there's like really good surfers from Florida. Like some of the best surfers in the world are from Florida. Kelly Slater. You've probably heard of him. If you haven't, look him up.
Did you say Christian Slater? I think I know that is.
No, Kelly Slater.
Oh, okay. Oh, she the one who got her arm bit off?
No, that was Bethany Hamilton.
Why did you laugh? That was not funny.
I know.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I've been surfing for like 18 years plus, probably at this point, and then, but yeah, dude, like I don't know, you're always tracking the waves. You have to like know about swell height, the period, the like, you're just like learning about the science of like weather basically, because you have to know about wind, tides, and you have to like forecast it, and there's tools and everything like that, but you have to figure out swell angle. There's different angles of the beaches. So there's like the whole state of Florida to North Carolina, and the whole East Coast is all different. So North Carolina could be going off, and you want to know, so you can like take a little trip up there and just get like the waves of your life. Because that's the whole thing about surfing, is the waves are always different, no matter what.
Okay.
And so there's no consistency, and that's what the beauty of it is. So like, you find like a really good, it's like RNG. Like if you find like the really good RNG, you're like, I fucking love this.
What's the scariest thing that you've ever experienced while surfing?
Well, I've been held down pretty hard. So I go to Costa Rica a lot, and when I was younger, you would get like, you just like step up, and you're like, there's some big swells coming today, and like some of the waves are like 13 feet faces, and it's like huge. And sometimes you like where you're like really grasping for air. Like that one moment you're like, fuck. Like if I was like 2 more seconds underwater, I probably would have not made it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my, okay. I've never gotten that close. Like I've gotten really, your chest gets a little tight, but I've never had it to where I'm thinking seconds are left.
Yeah.
Oh
like
my.
I remember specifically, it was in Playa Hermosa. It's like central part of Costa Rica, and just like huge waves, and I got drilled down. I remember getting drilled so hard, and you're like, you instantly don't know where up and down is. You have no clue, a reference. You're just swimming, trying to get air, and then I remember just swimming the wrong way, and I was like, wait a minute, this is like not happening. Then you're kind of like, you start to panic, but you're not. You want to learn not to panic.
Right.
So you're like, oh shit. And I remember just like, I just remember coming up, and I was like, kind of like puked a little bit too, and just like, holy fuck, like,
good God,
I was so close.
And you still surf?
Oh, I love it. It's the best thing in the world. I want that moment every time. If I like, that's the thing too. Like I've been surfing so much, I'm at the point where if I died surfing, I'd be okay with it.
Wow, that's a statement.
But yeah, there you go.
So when you're, I guess, like my thinking is, and obviously not knowing, is that some sort of sunlight would be visible to kind of give you an idea of where you should be swimming. Are you down that deep enough to where it doesn't matter?
Well, Costa Rica, like this particular beach had black sand.
Oh my God. That wasn't a sign for you.
Yeah. No, so obviously when like the water is really clear, if you're surfing Hawaii or something, you might have a little bit better.
Okay. And I guess all of the sand is probably kicked up if a huge fucking wave just knocked around as well.
Yeah.
God, that's terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, Mother Nature's like, you gotta have respect for it. That's like one of the things like you learn. It's a beautiful thing. But you just have to like go like.
How many times would you say that you've gone out to the beach and the waves have been too radical and you've turned around?
Not in Florida ever.
Really?
I'm always ready to surf it. I've surfed hurricane swell. I've surfed it where I was like double overhead, like huge. Fun.
God damn.
You get like a thrill from it.
A little bit of adrenaline rush, you little junkie?
A little bit. But I'm not like, but I'm not like, there's like people that are above me that are like, flying out of planes and shit. Like people that are into dirt biking all the time. Like, no, I'm not.
I don't know. Like, I feel like surfing's dangerous. I feel like it's pretty dangerous, but we all do what we got to do to get our fix.
Yeah.
Well, so your favorite curse word is
fuck.
Fair enough. All right. If you weren't doing web design and you had to choose a new profession, what would you go after?
Pro surfing.
Other than surfing, we already know you like surfing.
Oh yeah. All right. A chef.
A chef.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you do all the cooking primarily in your relationships?
I try.
But
I'm not good at it. I'm like horrible at it. I just like into like cooking shows and shit. I always like dreamt of being a fucking chef. And you get to the point and you're like, this is ridiculous. You're an idiot.
The one thing that I like, I now appreciate is that when you have like a really, really good meal and then you're like, oh man, that tasted great. And then you start to learn what goes into making that actual food.
Oh god.
And then you're like, I don't want to ever fucking eat that. I'll go pay somebody else to make that for me.
Yeah. There's a whole science and like the whole like, it's like a profession. It's a true craft.
Makes me have respect for, I was going to say moms, but I'll just say whichever parent cooks the most, because my mom she cooked home cooked meals like every single night. Now it was the same dish 4 times a night, but she still cooked it. And I mean, sometimes that was an hour to 2 hours, like every single day. And that's exhausting.
Yeah, it is a good point.
All right. I want you to describe your perfect Sunday morning, and you are allowed to include surfing.
Yeah, it's going to come up. I mean, Jesus. Yeah. Here we go again. Surfing. Yeah. I mean, waves are like beautiful, no wind. It's like just sunny out. There's a cooler full of drinks.
Right? Okay.
We got an umbrella. I'm like with all my friends, and we're surfing and hanging out. And then at the end of the day, we're drunk. Can I do that? Can I say this?
Dude, of course you can say that.
Yeah.
And then we drank illegal substance.
Yeah. Then we get on meth, and we're all nuts and on the streets. And that would be a perfect Sunday.
Begging for surfboard wax. Okay, you confused me a little bit. Again, I'm not a smart man. Go easy on me. You said surfing, perfect waves, no wind.
Oh, I mean, just like just good conditions.
Okay, because I was like,
yeah.
Doesn't wind have a factor in waves? I thought there was some other crazy ocean science that made waves the way that they are.
Yeah, wind direction. So you're like, if it's offshore or onshore, it's like different. But like when there's no wind, it's just like, I don't know. I just like it. But you want like a little breeze to cool it off. Like,
just get the nipples rough.
Comfortable. Yeah.
What
my nipples do get chafed.
Do you have? Oh god, is that like a thing? Oh, like a common thing?
Oh yeah.
Do you surf with a wetsuit every time?
I surf. This is kind of weird, but some people do it. Is I surf with a t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does the chafing nipples come from the salt water?
No, it's just you on your and different bodies are different. So my nipples just drag. I don't know why. they're on the board all the time, rubbing, and it's ridiculous. And I've come back. I've had the bloodiest nipples.
Please tell me you're joking.
No, I'm not.
From that much chafing?
I mean, I've just you surf a lot. If you're not wearing protection, you're gonna get chafed.
Oh my god. I had no idea.
It's like Toby running. Have you ever seen that episode?
Toby running.
Or no, it's not Toby. It was The Office when they did the run thing for the rabies. I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh, the TV show The Office.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit, I was totally gonna ask something about. Oh no, it's gone. Oh, what drinks are in the cooler?
Oh, you gotta have a shitty like light beer, right? So just like a nice Miller Lite or Bud Light or whatever, because that's like basically just water, so it's just hydrating you.
The day beer.
And then yeah, day beer, an ocean beer, and then you have like a nice IPA, maybe a little chocolate stout in there, Russian Imperial Stout.
Oh my God, getting fancy.
Yeah, little 9%ers, and maybe a little bit of rum.
Oh,
Coke.
for your inner Jack Sparrow. I see how it goes.
You gotta have that. It's a classic. Spice rum with Coke is just a beautiful thing on the beach with lime. You gotta have like fresh lime.
Oh, absolutely. I'm all about the citrus in the drinks.
Yep. There you go.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
People saying stuff that just comes from the dome, and they don't know really what they're talking about.
Explain from the dome.
Just like just people going like, "Yeah, I have an opinion about that," and they'll just go on it, and they really don't know what they're talking about.
Oh,
yeah,
that's some surfer lingo I've never heard before, Tom.
I think it's a rapper lingo, actually.
Straight from the dome. I've never heard that before. Oh, all right. You're shedding light on all different areas. Okay. All right. Burp or fart?
Oh, a good fart is just unbelievable.
All right. All right. I knew we were friends. If you could be the opposite sex. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say about just more detail about the fart.
No, go for it. I would love to hear more.
Well, just like that one where it's just like, it feels so good. It like comes out and it like your stomach actually lowers. Actually, like, I feels like something has been lifted. That's the best.
I think I know that sensation. I rip a shit ton of farts, pun intended. And I'm gonna have to keep a lookout for that one.
Yeah, it's a rare one. It's like super rare. It's like usually when you're sick.
Oh, okay.
Like that, like
the relief.
Like, yeah. Like if you had your you had that exam. What when you have your we're not old enough yet, but we'll have that where I think you like fart for like hours. When you get your
enema
or whatever. No.
Or are you talking about like the prostate exam?
Prostate exam.
Yeah.
I think that's something like I've seen YouTube videos of guys just farting forever. I was on Reddit. I don't know. I'm not like looking this shit up. I'm not looking for this stuff.
Sure.
It just came to me. But yeah, those are good videos to look up though.
Farting for hours featuring Tombit. If you could be the opposite sex for one day, what's the first thing you would do other than masturbate?
I guess I just have to like check up on my like medical stuff that I gotta get. A lot of stuff, that women have to do. You have to get all that prepared.
But it's for one day, and then you're going back.
I mean, oh yeah.
What a waste of a day! I'm gonna get pregnant. I'm gonna get my period. I gotta go buy tampons.
I would go on Tinder and just see how much I can get.
Ooh,
right then and there.
Like see how much interest you can get, or see how many times you can get just royally fucked.
Yeah, royal. Yeah, just have a fun time.
I was dual streaming with Weenie on Friday, and I told her about this thought, more so a fear that I have. Where have you ever thought about dudes have dicks go in things, right?
Sure.
Women take inches of flesh inside of them repeatedly. Like just look down at your penis right now and just picture nothing, but also just like a hole up inside you where things get inserted. And the sensation that you would feel from having things shoved inside. Does that not?
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
Does that not make you uncomfortable?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
They have one more hole than we do.
Yeah. And like a lot could go wrong. A lot like I don't know.
Yeast.
I don't know what's going on in there.
Hot yeast.
Yeah.
All right.
It's different.
As long as we're on the same page, I just want to make sure.
We do have like a hole with them though. Well, no, no, we don't. I'm miscounting holes.
The urethra.
Right.
What hole were you thinking about?
I don't even know. I don't even know what the vagina.
All right, next question. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no, Surfer Man?
No, no, no,
No.
no.
What's the most?
I never get it. I mean, I guess it's like okay for people to like it. But I don't get it.
This is not what. Have you ever had it?
Not in my like adult life. I don't remember. I
What-
haven't had it in a long time.
What year did you transition to an adult?
Like a couple minutes ago.
Talking about vaginas?
Yeah. No, I'm an adult now.
Okay, fact. Yeah, now that that's behind us, okay, good. Okay, if you don't like pineapple on pizza, do you like any other ridiculous toppings? Like any far-fetched toppings? Like, do you like anchovies? Or you're a classy man. You got your Pellegrino. Do you ever smear like caviar on top of your pepperoni pizza?
Nothing crazy, but I'm obsessed with hot sauce and Parmesan.
Ooh.
Right on top, and I put that actually on. If you do hot sauce and Parmesan on popcorn, I'm telling you right now, it sounds crazy, but it's the most beautiful thing. You literally, you have to get like the cheap Parmesan that's like fake, and you put the hot sauce first on the popcorn, and I'll put this guy, and then you put the Parmesan on top, and you mix it all up, and I've actually had that on top of pizza.
Parmesan hot sauce popcorn on top of pizza.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I just did it recently.
That's something that's sold, or you concocted that?
Oh, I concocted it really, really high.
Okay. I'm having a hard time wrapping I like a lot of weird things. That I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around.
So the popcorn, you got to do the popcorn thing though, like immediately.
I think I'll try it out.
If you like hot sauce, like Frank's Red Hot.
Yes.
Right? And then like the just shitty Parmesan at the grocery store.
So I'm guessing you've got to love like a buffalo chicken pizza that's made with like Frank's Red Hot and chicken and onion.
Yeah.
Those are so fucking good. Those are really good. Do you like barbecue sauce pizzas?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay with it. Yeah. But it's just like those things I never get. I usually just go for the pepperoni.
The classic.
Classic.
Are we no?
That's a good if you want to test a pizza out, right?
Yep.
You go to a new pizza place. Give me the pepperoni, please.
Yep, and then we'll see how you do.
Yes.
That's
and
always
then you can branch out.
I always find that you'll go either weeks or months of like loading up your pizzas, and then you know what? I just need a straight up pepperoni. You're like, I've been getting carried away and just putting too much shit into it, and now I just want a straight up pepperoni. It's always good when you go back to just getting the pepperoni and cheese.
Yeah, you have to reel back and like go like, okay, let's stop with this madness and like.
The madness being the Parmesan and Frank's Red Hot popcorn.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god. All right. Sun chips, harvest cheddar, garden salsa, or neither.
I don't eat sun chips.
You are the third fucking guest in a row that has said no to sun chips, and I'm starting to get triggered. I need to find guests who like sun chips.
Not me. I'm out of here.
What kind of what's your favorite bag of chips then?
Doritos.
Just
And
cheesy?
it's got to be. No, Cooler Ranch and cheesy.
Okay.
But you got to get the two bags. So they're gonna do like the 2-for-1s. You know how they go.
Wait, is there a
that's the
bag that has
day
both
that
flavors?
No, I'm just saying like they'll have like a deal like buy one get one Dorito sale.
Okay.
And you get both those, the blue and the red bag.
Have you put hot sauce on Doritos?
No. Haven't done that one.
Okay. My first thought was thinking about white cheddar popcorn, but it's just straight up popcorn.
Yeah, straight up movie style, or like butter popcorn.
Okay.
Because you have to have a little bit of wetness to get that Parmesan on top, to get that all like, together. Actually, what I'm describing is actually very close to a Mexican thing, street Mexican thing, where they put corn in the chili powder and the queso stuff. It's like a Mexican street food.
Interesting.
They do that on corn.
When you're eating it, has the sauce dried into the Parmesan and the popcorn, or is it like a soggy mess?
It's not soggy yet. It's getting moist.
I should have known that was coming. I should not have taken a drink at that point. Wow. Okay. Moist corn, my friend.
Moist moist popcorn. It's delicious.
All right. Well, speaking of food, this is one of my favorite questions. If you could bathe in anything, in any food, and come out completely clean, what would you choose to bathe in?
I think like that fake cheese, like Velveeta.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's pretty good.
That's Velveeta is like my number one favorite melted cheese, and then Cheese Whiz, not the canned Cheese Whiz, but the jarred Cheese Whiz.
It's not the same. It's like two different brands.
Yeah, so like there's, I don't know if Kraft makes the spray can cheese.
But Velveeta and Cheese Whiz are like two different brands of that type of like weird cheese.
Yeah, well, like Velveeta, you can get in like the block, right? It's like it's hard, and then you just melt it down.
Oh, okay.
And then the Cheese Whiz, it's more of like a cheese paste that
it's like already ready to go.
Yeah, and it just needs to be heated up pretty much.
I think I like Cheese Whiz probably better. Yeah, I want to be dipped in Cheese Whiz
And clean.
like a steak sandwich or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've been making cheesesteaks very much lately, and
Steakums. You get the steakums, right?
the what?
Steakums.
What is?
What do you do? Do you like slice your own steak?
Yeah, I buy
Oh.
slabs of ribeye, and I just slice it super thin.
Oh, that's like higher quality. But like the steakums are the ones that are like the super thin, you know.
I think I just had a friend that came over for dinner, and I made cheesesteaks, and he was talking about how the way that he did it. Apparently, there's like this round cylinder of cheesesteak that, or just steak that you buy, and you throw it in the pan, and then you like peel it apart with a fork, and it's all just super thin steak. Is that what it's like?
Yeah, steakums.
I've never heard of
this?
these things.
Yeah, you can get it anywhere.
Steakums. Wow, no.
That's like the standard way of making a cheesesteak, isn't it?
How dare you say that is the standard?
No. So so you make it like thicker cut.
Yeah. I try it and slice it as thin as possible, but it still comes out pretty thin. I have never heard of steakums.
Yeah, I think it's like trashy, like beef.
But it gets the job done.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's the texture. It's like really nice. So it's like that super, like you don't have like a deli slicer. Like if you had a deli slicer, that would be like sick. That'd be so awesome.
Oh, that'd be ample. That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this last question probably transitions us into kind of our main point. But I'll save it. So my actual final question is, if you had to pick one moment in your life that defined who you are today, if there was one pivotal moment in your life, would you be able to pinpoint it or to describe it?
Yes. I was at a computer store and I saw Quake 3 Arena being played on a new computer. And I was like, I want that. I want to be part of this. I want to build a computer. I want to play that game. How do I do it? And then my parents were there. And this computer guy like told him all what I needed. And thankfully, I had parents like that would able to support my hobby.
Wow.
Of, like getting into computers.
So that was quite some time ago. So that it looks like Quake 3 release date was December 1999. Does it sound about right?
Yeah, but I mean, I had computers before, but like that was me like building my own computer and stuff too.
Okay.
It was like going into like I am gonna do something with computers.
Got it. Oh, so not even just games. You just knew that you wanted to do something like within that realm.
Yes.
Okay.
Or just even playing Doom for the first time too. I know I'm like, this is my second part of the answer, but breaking the rules.
Did you play any of the new Dooms that came out within the past couple of years?
Doom 2016 is amazing.
I just played it for the first time last month, and it is an awesome game. I loved it. Yeah. The performance, like the mayhem, the music, it all flowed together so very well. And now we've got Doom Eternal that's going to be coming out, and that's got to be pretty soon. I don't know the exact date, but I'm pretty sure it's soon. Okay, so my final question, which is going to lead us into our main topic of the night, and we really only have one topic, and it is to hear Tombit's story. Now, I think I know of like the one moment that kind of started you into the direction of I don't want to do this anymore. But I want you to take me from like the beginning, like kind of like what you started doing on Twitch, like what kind of games you were playing, and just kind of take me through the whole story of where you got to the thought of, I don't think I really want to do this anymore. And if you want to like elaborate on what were the signs for you that made you realize this isn't it for me. But first, just take me through the whole thing. I want to hear it all.
Okay, so I think I got like obsessed with like, so PUBG was the thing. Well, H1Z1, and then I was playing H1Z1. I was playing H1Z1 because of the doc was playing it. I just found out about the doc, and I found out about H1Z1. So I started playing these BR games. The BR is like all new to me, and I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome. And I would say that like changed my life right there. Like, really,
Just
that started
that.
me going, just that, like, wow, this is like perfect content for streaming. It makes sense to me, and there's like a storyline. It's just great to like, you can see the flow. It works really well.
It works
Connected.
really, really well. I mean, just the pace of a streamer being able to focus on the game for 5 minutes, wait for a queue, catch up with chat, read donos, subs, all that stuff. You know, do like Doc will do his little skits where he's going into the arena or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It really is a perfect streaming game. Now, perfect is subjective, but when you've got a game that you can play over and over and over and over, and it's a different story every single time you land, and for some reason, people who watch it can't stop watching it, and when it's time to go to work, you feel like you're going to miss something if you turn the stream off. So I totally understand that.
And there's no repetition really as much. I mean, as there is in like the framework of it, but yeah, you're always like getting a new experience,
Yep.
which is a big point. So, then I started, but I started streaming, I think, like with PUBG. I started recording myself with my friend and I duos, like off stream for a little bit to test everything out. And then I started building out all these like transitions and stuff with After Effects because I have all the skills and stuff. I can do all this.
Which look fantastic, by the way. Like I've never seen such a clean, polished, well put together stream from somebody who had been live for, I think how long had you been streaming since I'd found you?
I think it was like 2 weeks.
Okay, so yeah, real like this guy had it set. I don't think it even went live until all of his overlays were absolutely perfect. So,
right.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I had the branding and everything set. I found my name, Tombit. And then I was like, all right, let's go for it. I started going for it, like in PUBG. And, you know, you're learning a lot. And you're learning how, like, that pacing works. And, like nothing's happening. No one's coming. You know, I'm not marketing anything. I'm not doing any of that yet. But I'm just going on kind of every day after work around 5 o'clock. You know, I do like night stream. And yeah, I just started doing it, you know, and then I started to see, oh, there's a road to, you know, to get the, what's it called?
Affiliate. Yeah.
So that's like, oh, that's a thing to go for. And I think I can do it. Because like people started coming in my stream randomly and be like, oh, wow, this guy's kind of cool and funny, blah, 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 follow. I was like really pumped on that. And then I think you really contributed to a lot of my success, man. I'm telling you that you brought in a lot of your followers that like, oh, and they, you know, I got just people like to come in and see me. And I was having fun. And
speaking of meth, like when you get your first couple people that start coming back, that's addicting in itself.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I had a few people coming back, and I was like, wow. I'm like telling my wife and shit. I'm like, oh my god, like I don't know who these people are. I think they're like, whatever. They just seem like cool people, and like you know, the people that liked me were really cool. You know, I liked them, and yeah, you just like totally addicted to it. I started setting my schedule 5 days a week, like right then and there.
Oh, you went for 5.
Yeah.
God, yeah. See, that is going ham. When I first started streaming, I did 1 day a week for the longest time, and that was utterly exhausting. So I don't know how the fuck surfer dude with a job also streamed at nighttime. That is insane.
This is like in January and February, so it's not like cold in Florida, but it's enough for me to like, you know, not really be like stoked about surfing at the moment, and you have to wear a wetsuit and stuff, and just I don't know. It's just, and like I started tracking my weight at that time too, and I started trying to lose weight, but I drastically lost a lot of weight streaming and doing this 5 days a week and doing all this stuff. And
lost weight?
I lost a lot of weight.
From sitting and doing nothing for 5 hours at a time. What?
Yes. So, because I'm working like, you know, from like 9 to 5 and then 5 to 1 a.m. I would stream.
Oh my God.
I might have pushed myself a little. Like, I think I really wanted to like just go all in.
Right.
And just see how I went. I think that might have been like the problem.
Okay.
I put too much, maybe it's like too much expectation for myself, and that I just wanted to see how it went. Like, I've never done something like this before, so might as well.
Right. Wow. Yeah, that is a lot of time, especially for somebody that is just starting out. And you know, like if you don't really have a lot of other responsibilities and you can sit down and you can stream for 6, 7, 8 hours, you know, there's some people that can do that and be totally fine. But if you're trying to uphold a house, a job, a relationship, it all seems so brittle after a certain amount of time.
Oh yeah. So like it was an issue. Like my wife was like sitting down, like we're like freaking out. Like, what are you doing? And I'm kind of going like, this is like what I want to do. Like, you can't stop me from doing this. We're starting to have fights and everything like that because I want to concentrate. I'm thinking about like my stream. So I started getting a lot of like, Islands of Nine came out, right? But like that's where I'm starting to like get really into it.
Yeah.
And then I got on there like promos a lot, and just like my face was getting out there. So I started getting like, sometimes I'd have like 10 viewers, you know, and that was like big for me. I was like, oh man, then.
That's big. You know. 10 is big. I think a lot of people starting out don't realize that if you have, I'm trying to remember the exact statistic because I brought it up before, but if you have 10 viewers or more, you are in the less than 10% of Twitch. Like 90% of Twitch is people that have 0 to 10 viewers. So if you get, especially if you're fucking brand new, if you've only been streaming for a year and you're already hitting those types of numbers, that is really, really, really fucking good. And even though it doesn't mean too much now that you're not streaming, but you should be extremely proud of that because you knocked out a bunch of accomplishments in a very short period of time.
Yeah, I think I like, you know, I just started putting way too much pressure on myself. Like, I was trying to be like the big time, like trying to do something like you know, get to where Summit is or Doc and all those guys that like you just feel like you should be able to get to. And if you don't do it, just quit.
Right. Right.
And that's so yeah, so Islands of Nine comes out, and I started getting like donations, subscriptions, like all that's pretty good. And then yeah, it's just like there was a point. Oh, so we want to get to that now, like
you tell the story however you want.
Yeah, so we're like, so I'm doing, the channel's good. So I started doing these giveaways. I tried that for the first time, and like, holy shit. Like, you get some animals.
Yes. Absolutely.
Right? And I'm just kind of like an anxious guy, and like my chat and everything, like my stream started like you just lose control.
Mm-hmm.
You lose control of like all these crazy idiots that come in for this giveaway, I kind of had like this really bad taste from that. Like it really downed me. Like just just having all the racist stuff or just people like trying to take advantage of people that were legitimately winning the giveaway and like they would like they would create an account to like make it look like that name and it's just like there's so much to handle. And so I think I like freaked out like when that happened. And I was like, all right, I need to like cool it. I need to stop, you know, doing this 5 days a week.
Right. Were you do you remember what your like your average viewership or just like your viewership peaks were when you were doing those giveaways? Because did you see like the giant jump from advertising?
Yeah. Oh, like afterwards, I mean, I would probably gain one or two, you know, followers, like legitimate that like kind of came back. And was like, oh, hey, I came back from the giveaway. But then you don't know if they like will stay.
Right.
You know, from then on.
Yep.
So no, I don't have that data, but it'd be interesting to maybe see it.
I mean, it's kind of I know now, like me personally, I never advertise that I'm doing giveaways ever because it brings a certain breed of internet friends that decide to come in and just wreak havoc. And it's so many spoiled people who feel like they deserve what you have to give, even though they're only in your channel because they're there to get the free thing that you're giving away. And it gets nasty like really fast. People start getting protective over like the space, like, oh well, I've been watching him for 2 hours and you just walked in and you got and just like this animosity that kind of grows between chat when the premise of the whole situation is I want to give away a free thing to somebody.
Yeah,
and it turns into this huge like negative experience. It's terrible.
Yeah, a lot of that happened where like people would be like, oh, like is this not for subscribers? Like what's going on? And you're just trying to handle all this stuff, and it's just like, oh my god, like this is a bad day at work.
Yeah.
You know? And then that's a big point. Is like I started thinking like this is like, you know, it's obviously I'm doing it so much, trying to take it so serious. I got 2 jobs basically, in a relationship, in a house, like you said, and you just realize how fragile everything gets.
Yep.
So
now I remember a situation, and I'm just gonna go out and say the username. When you killed Lyndon FPS in game, please walk us through what happened after that.
So I'm sitting there on top of a tower in Islands of Nine, and there's like, I don't know, we're like mid-game, probably like 20 people left, and my partner's dead. Or maybe, no, he's alive, or no, he's dead. So I'm just kind of like sitting there up on the tower looking for people, scanning. And of course, him and his buddy kind of come up to the tower that I don't realize that they like got up to me so quick. And I kill Lyndon. You know, and I kill him. And then his buddy comes up and kills me. And that's that. But
or at least
Lyndon takes it further and just starts thinking I'm some like camper or whatever and starts talking shit like an idiot. And so all of his crew come over to my chat and ruin my day.
Yeah.
You know, it's just putting way too much pressure on you. You're just like, I can't deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who the hell's these people? This mob.
What's crazy is I went and checked out his VOD, and of course he didn't say anything like, wow, everybody go over to this dude's chat and start doing something.
No, yeah, he didn't do anything like that.
But the fact that that's the sort of mentality that people have is, oh, this person I like is angry and I need to take it upon myself to go over into somebody else's chat and just absolutely fuck up their day for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, I'm just a small guy, like doing my thing, whatever. Yeah, it's just horrible. It's like toxic, you know, it just puts a damper on like your stream and like it rips you apart a little bit.
Absolutely. I actually, in my 5 years, I've never had to deal with a flood of people coming in just to throw out hate. So I've never had to experience something like that. So I can't even imagine to understand what that would feel like and kind of what it would do to somebody who is live and is trying to maintain a show, you know, trying to maintain a vibe, and just have all these people that their one mission is to come in and just fuck with you.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff, I think, like, happened, you know, with the whole giveaway stuff and the Linden, you know, part, all happened kind of within the same week, I think. And it's just like, all right, I'm starting to see like the bad side of Twitch.
Yep.
And I started to, you know, be a little bit pessimistic about just like the whole thing.
Now, when you first started tweeting out that you were thinking about taking a step back, there was a period of time where you were taking some time off, and then I saw you live a couple times, and then you announced that you were like officially done. Before you made the decision and before you came back and doing a couple streams here and there, excuse me, did you know that you were going to be done, but you still wanted to do it a couple more times to have fun? Or was that you kind of like, okay, I'm testing the waters, I'm trying to see if like maybe I had a little bit of a freak out and it's not so bad? Or like, what was kind of your mindset when you had to take that first break?
Yeah, I think it was more of just like, I'm going to take a break and then fully kind of forget about it. But then I started to, you know, I kind of wanted to like quit then and now. And then I think like a couple days would go by and I kind of missed it. You know, I missed my crew. I missed like the people that were actually like my fans and stuff. And I really like felt like I kind of, you know, left them, you know,
right?
All the stuff that they've done for me, like, unbelievable. Like, it's so cool to have people like care about you and everything like that. So you're like, I'm like, okay, I kind of want to, maybe I should come back and just try it, you know. And then I think I tried it a few times, like here and there, like unscheduled. Because like Islands of Nine was officially coming, I think, or just maybe it was like officially out. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think I remember you playing it shortly after it finally come out of, or at least it was going to be a full release.
Yeah. So like that was, and then and then it like reminded me of like all the hours that I had to work to do this. It was like, oh my God, I'm going back to a lot of work and doing this again. Do I want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Do I really want to do this?
Yeah.
And I think like some of my work stuff was also happening. A lot of personal stuff was happening at the time. So it was just like a mixture. It was a perfect storm of the timing of everything. And I think I just said, all right, like, I gotta make a decision here. Because really, I want to do a lot of other stuff, you know?
Right.
A lot of other dreams.
Well, good.
And
I mean, that's actually like sort of uplifting for me to hear, because like there's so many people who don't really like. I was just sitting across from my mom. We went out to brunch, me, Weenie, and then my parents went out, and I was just kind of like talking about Twitch and just kind of explaining why I loved it so much, and just like existing in a space where there's people all around the world that you would have never had the chance to meet are suddenly people that you interact with every day, and everybody has the same passions, and we all just love the same thing. And it's just so amazing being in a space filled with those types of people. And then I was trying to like get on the same level as my mom and trying to like make her understand why I love Twitch so much. And I was like, all right, Mom, what's one of your favorite things to do? What's like one of your hobbies? And she couldn't give me one. She's like, I don't know. I like read magazines. I was like, Mom, but you know, she's like, obviously she's much, much older. You know, the time for having a bunch of free time just to do hobbies is most likely gone. But she's like, I don't really care to have any hobbies, because most of the time I'm just too tired. And I was trying to bridge the gap and just trying to like make her understand what makes us love a place like this so much. And like you were saying, when you come away from it, and then you're like, man, I miss it. I miss the people that I'm hanging out with.
Yeah, the good times were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like unforgettable.
Yep. I remember Weenie might get angry for me saying this, but when she first took a break a while back, this is a super long time ago, and she was just like really, really down. And one of the first things she said was like, she knew that she wanted to take a break, but she's like, just, I feel like all of the time and effort and money that I put into this just doesn't matter now. Cause like, I don't know if at that time that she was thinking about just pulling the plug, but she knew that she needed a break. And I just remember when she said that, like that clicked in my brain too. Like I've been in that headspace where I'm thinking of quitting. And it's like, man, I just like all of the time and the effort and the money.
Yeah, that's hard.
It's really fucking hard to walk away from. And I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. Like if those feelings are the ones that keep you from stopping, even though you should stop, right?
Yeah, that's a really hard question to ask yourself. I think we all like probably ask ourselves that question for a lot of things.
Mhm.
What we're into, overeating or shit. I don't know, addiction or I don't know anything like that you're into that may not be good for you, or there might be something that you're good at and you shouldn't quit and you should kind of keep going at it.
Right.
Like it's hard and there's nothing wrong. Like I want to say this, I haven't said it. There's like I feel like I'm saying a lot of negative stuff about Twitch, but I think Twitch is like amazing. I think it really is like a great platform for entertainment, and I love it. I still watch it to this day.
You do?
Like yeah, oh yeah. I put it on when I work. I've watched her streams, and I watched a lot of Blackout. You know, when I'm like working, I can't play.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't necessarily think that you're saying anything negative. I mean, I'm glad that you're shedding light on it, because like I'm sure for any streamer that's in chat right now or possibly listening in the future, these are things that they've either already experienced or they are most likely going to experience. I remember in my last relationship, every time, like, me streaming wasn't me doing something I loved. Me streaming was me not spending time with my significant other.
Yeah.
And the one thing that has to be taken into consideration is you need to have your significant other needs to be open to it as well. This isn't just like one of your side hobbies that you just do in your spare time and then you hang out with your girlfriend in your other spare time. It's no, this takes up 80% of your spare time.
Yeah.
And they're either okay with it or they're not. And everybody has to draw the line somewhere.
This is like a tough thing to talk about because you can apply it to a lot of stuff. Like you're like, is this good for me, or is this like a passion, or is like, what do you say about the people that have streamed and put a lot of time into something and have like 0 viewers for like a year?
Right.
And there's a lot of people apparently that are like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then, I mean, if they're happy doing it, that's fine. But man, maybe you could just take a break from it and try putting your time into something else that might open other doors for you. I don't know. It's a little.
It's hard to think about, and I agree it is hard to talk about because I mean I'll even admit, even in the last year where my channel has been doing the best that it's ever done, there's still days where I'm sitting there going, how much longer am I going to do this for? Like, am I doing it because I love it? Am I doing it because I want to make it? Like, it feels like every other day is sort of like a different answer in my head. And I'm trying to find like the genuine answer. And then like one day,
Oh God, yeah.
one day I'll land on, okay, I'm actually doing it. But it's like, you never know if your mind is playing tricks on you or not. You know,
But what you've been doing is like all the extra stuff. I feel like you're learning a lot, and you're learning processes and stuff. Like this podcast segment, and just like all these other things that you're kind of like, God, you're like building a portfolio, really.
you know, and that's usually like the mindset that I live in is like, okay, I look at the big streamers and I go, that would be a great life, playing video games all day. But is that what I actually want? Like I won't say I loathe. I yearn for a career that involves Twitch in a way. Do I want to play video games 50 hours a week as a full-time job? No. Would I like to broadcast for 40 hours a week as a full-time job? Yes. But that involves gaming, cooking, DIY shit. There's so many other things that you can kind of incorporate into Twitch. And that's where my rationale usually lands. It's like, okay, that's the thing is I don't have to just play video games. There's all these other things that I can do. And it always opens up like other things for me. Like you were saying, like in streaming and with doing the podcast, like right now, if I didn't have the podcast, this conversation would most likely not have happened. I know we've gamed, we've talked and all that stuff, but there is a level of bonding that happens on these podcasts that is one of the things that I love the most. And it teaches me about technology. It teaches me about production, marketing, advertising, the amount of fucking audio knowledge that is now in my brain after these past 2 years. Good God. So, and that's kind of how I look at it too, is there's so many skills that I have gained from being within this space. And those are all things that I can take with me to other things as well.
Yeah, that's what's, you can almost ask the same question about your career, about anything, about relationships.
Right.
It's hard. It's like, am I happy? Do I continue doing this?
Mm-hmm. Am I happy because there's viewers in chat, or am I happy because I'm playing video games and I'm broadcasting, Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah. And it's such a crazy journey, man. Your head goes through so many different things. Like I said, I've been doing this for 5 years now, and it starts out as just a fun thing. And then, you start making decisions that are based off of growth and not fun. And then you start making too many decisions in favor of that. And then you shake it off and you go back to just wanting to have fun. And it's like this push pull in every other direction as you're growing. And I'll admit, even still to this day, this is something that I battle with. There's days where I'm sitting in my chair 20 minutes before a podcast starts and I'm going like, is this even worth it? Like, is this podcast, do people even like the podcast? Like, does this actually bring any value? And then I'm like, and then I do it and I'm all pumped up. I'm like, fuck, that was a good podcast.
Yeah.
I had so much fun.
Oh, that's the moments.
Yep.
Like that's it.
It's just this cycle of doubt. It's like, I feel like I'm describing like this circle that usually happens with like drug addicts,
I know.
It's like getting fucked up, having a great time, the come down, the sobriety, and then just going round and round and round and round and round.
But you can apply this to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's what's just crazy. It's like you can apply this to NFL players, to celebrities. I'm sure they go, should I keep acting? Should I keep doing this lifestyle?
Right.
And then some people retire, some people keep going. No, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really makes you think, and it's hard, and it's something that like, if you have people that follow your channel and you admit that you're like, man, I don't even know if this is right for me. I don't know if I'm right for this. It's like, I know that I've gotten good at streaming, but I don't know if I have the potential to be the best. I'm not like this super confident, like, yeah, I'm going to be one of the greats because I believe that I was born to do this. I just do this because I like making people laugh and it's fun and I'm passionate about it and it involves technology. It's just so many things kind of put together, but it's so easy to just look yourself in the mirror and go, God damn, you suck.
God, yeah, of course.
So you said you've been doing graphic design for how long now? Or web design, I'm sorry.
I went to school for it and then graduated. Like, I've been in New York City. I was in New York City like around 2000. How old am I? Wait. 2008?
Okay.
I was just like I was working for like marketing agencies and stuff, working on like, film websites. I used to do all the Flash websites. Remember Flash?
I was still studying Spanish in my senior year of high school in 2008.
Yeah, I'm in the shit at that point.
Now that you're done streaming, you said you still got time to game. I'm trying to ask questions without diving too deep. If you need to dodge any questions, feel free to just not answer. Has everything recovered since Twitch? Like, have you been able to kind of like put things back together and like get on the right track? Do you feel like you're still in that dark period afterwards, or are things aight?
I think things are good at this point. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, I've like, yeah.
And you know that there's no going back at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I haven't thought about it. Really.
Good.
I
Don't.
just like haven't thought about streaming.
Good.
At all.
And I don't want to make you start thinking about it.
No, yeah. I even thinking about it now, I just like have no desire at all.
Right.
Like dead.
Good. No, I mean it's
Sorry,
good.
fans, my old fans, like you're dead to me.
I can't. I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, but the amount of times that Weenie and I would just be sitting on the couch and you would just be playing and talking. You wouldn't even be cracking jokes, and Weenie and I would be literally like roaring, just laughing out loud at some of the shit you would say. And you were great at it. And
Okay.
I don't want to say that to try and like come on back, man. It's okay. Just a little bit. It's all right. But I just don't want you to have any doubt at how good at it you were in our eyes, because you made us laugh nonstop.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, that's cool. Awesome.
After Twitch, I know you said that you're doing some gaming now. Do you feel like Twitch ruined gaming for you, or are you able to just play games and not think about it and be fine?
Yeah, now I'm just like playing games, watching Twitch occasionally, and I just like I put it in the past. I guess I'm like good at it. Good at doing that. It's kind of fucked, but I'm just like easy to transition, burn it down, and I'm trying to make a game. Like I've got 2 games in the App Store right now. Like I made like a little stuff.
No shit.
I want to make like a bigger game now.
You said
like
you weren't here to plug anything, but you've got some shit in the works.
Yeah. Something.
So RGB Joy on Twitter. Follow for more updates on mobile games.
Yeah, RGB Joy is my name, like my company name.
Okay.
I've been doing for quite some time. I work with a company in New York, and yeah, that's what I'm like.
Okay. That's
my full-time gig.
So one thing, I wasn't sure if you had ever experienced this. If you were streaming 5 days a week, you were getting plenty of game time in. I stream, I've been unemployed for the past 3 months, and I was streaming 6-7 days a week. And
wow.
There was only, I would say 1 or 2 times where I was like, all right, got to take a break. And it wasn't even like I feel terrible and I don't feel good and I'm burnt out, I need to take a break. It was, you should probably take a break before that happens. Did that a couple times, but I think it was in August, I had 30 streams. And then in September, I had 28 streams. So I think August had 1 day off and September had 2 days off. And some of those days I was doing a 4-hour in the morning and a 3-hour at night, or vice versa. Just going absolutely ham. It's like, motherfucker ain't got a job. I'm just gonna I'm gonna stream. Well. Yeah, plenty of free time. But there's this odd thing that happens after you stream for a while, where I know in my case, I know in Weenie's case, you don't want to play games if you're not streaming. And it's sort of this weird after effect. It's a combination of, I don't want to play games if I'm not streaming, because that's possible content. That's possible something that some person would want to watch. And the other side is, I'm so tired, I want to be by myself. I don't feel like entertaining a chat. I don't feel like being in VoIP. I just want to like zone out and watch Netflix or some shit.
Yeah.
And with a full-time job, a girlfriend, a house, and an inkling of another hobby. Like I like to play guitar. I have like DIY projects that I like to tinker with. If you try and grow a channel on Twitch with all of those other things, it leaves absolutely zero time for anything else in life, and also shaves off 2 hours of sleep daily.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, there's just this weird, for me at least, there's no desire to play video games if I'm not streaming. And sometimes I have to force myself to start playing a video game and to fucking shock paddle to defibrillate my love for video games again. And it's something that I never thought that I would experience. The thought of not just like, no, I have free time, I have energy, but I don't want to play video games. And
it's work.
It is.
No, like games now have just become work, so it's hard.
With you saying that, and actually, Weenie created a separate space in the house for herself to do work, so she didn't work and game in the same place. The whole mentality of like you shouldn't work in bed because if you try to go to sleep, your brain is thinking that it's work time and all that stuff. Fuck, my train of thought. Oh, so it's like, so now instead of just being able to sit down and enjoy video games, whenever I sit at my computer and I boot up a video game, it's like, okay, OBS, audio levels, chat, okay, the bot's on. And it's your brain goes into this psychoactive mode of multitasking. And it's like, well, I don't really want to get into that right now. I'd rather just watch 2 hours of memes on YouTube and not have to use my brain. That was another thing that I didn't experience until Weenie told me that she experienced it. Or maybe I just wasn't aware that that's actually what I was feeling. It wasn't that I was just too tired to play video games. It's that I just didn't want to, or I didn't have a motivation to do so. So you never really hit that point?
Oh, I totally, when I was streaming.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I didn't even want to deal with a computer. Seriously. Because actually I worked on a computer on the same computer all day.
Oh,
and I would
man.
stream, and I'm sitting at the same desk.
The same desk for what, 10, 11, 12 hours?
Yeah, I mean, I would obviously get up, have dinner, and be like, all right, I have to go back.
Yeah.
To that same desk. And then, yeah, the weekends or the days that I had off, that's why I went surfing or just, I had nothing. I didn't want to look at that computer. Yeah, I know exactly how that feels. Yeah, for sure.
And it's not anything anybody told me was going to happen. It's just one of those things that happens after a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So moving forward, you said you have other things you want to do, other passions. Do you want to elaborate on those? I don't want you to give any secrets away.
I mean, just, like I'm trying to get in shape better. I'm like skating and surfing and just, working on that game, working on a new game. And I have nothing to show, but.
What kind of skating?
Like skateboarding.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how many of you guys noticed in chat, because I don't know how much you've watched Tombit. Tombit looks fucking great. He's got the hair going. He's got the facial hair. Lost a shit ton of weight. Let me just go on the record and say you're looking fantastic, and keep it up.
Oh, thanks.
Do you still are you at your desired weight? Are you still trying to lose more?
I'm still trying to lose more.
Okay.
Like there's like I'm like pretty close, but I just have to kind of like, I kind of stopped it a little bit. I've gotten so far, and you're like, wait, I got to keep going.
Yep.
But yeah, it's hard.
Well, I guess go easy on the bench presses, because if your nipples come out any farther, it's just going to mean more chafing.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's what happened.
The bloody nipples. Oh my God. Do you want to give any details on like what might be coming up in case anybody wants to follow you and kind of see what you're doing, or maybe hire you? Or do you do any freelancing for like building websites for streamers or anything?
No. I'm just like totally busy with like a full-time gig. Right
okay.
Now, contract work. And then, yeah, I just, free time wise, I'll start like, if someone wants to follow me on Twitter, they can. I'll post some. I usually post a lot of stuff on Instagram. Actually, you can actually find me on RGB Joy.
Hey, I don't. You know, I was actually looking for your Instagram earlier today, and I kept searching for Tombit. I'm like, why the fuck can't I find his shit? And that's because
you're gonna see a whole world on my Instagram. It's a little secret world, but come on in.
All right, followed, motherfucker. Well, is there any other points, anything that you like wanted to say, or anything you wanted to touch on? Any final thoughts about your journey on Twitch as a whole?
No, I think I wanted to tell my story. I don't know how well I told it, but I wanted to just clue people in on how difficult this world of Twitch is and how many people do it, how many people fail, how many people succeed, and it's just, I mean, not that many people succeed. It's hard.
Well, success is is subjective, right?
Very true.
No.
But yeah, it's like you can have fun. Just have fun with it. Like, I would just say that. Like, I don't know if my advice is just to have fun. Like, smile, and if you enjoy doing what you're doing, that's the whole key, baby.
Yeah. Well, I know that it probably wasn't the easiest to talk about it, so I appreciate you coming on the show and sharing your thoughts and giving us a little glimpse. I think the things that were said tonight were, very important for people that are maybe thinking about getting into the world of Twitch, or maybe they're in it now and they're streaming and they're having these same thoughts, and it's like, well, I do have a significant other that isn't happy, and I can't believe that you lost weight while streaming that much. That's, first of all, it's not fucking fair, and two, I don't understand how that's possible.
Yeah, no, you can see the graph go all the way down. Like, it's crazy.
Wow, incredible.
It's just probably the stress and like just being into it.
Right.
Because it was right after. By the way, it was right after Christmas, so it's like I packed on that holiday weight.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, we're gonna jump into the question and answer. Oh God, I fucked that up. The question and answer, super quick. We have one question from Salty Sam. Now that you've stepped away from streaming yourself, have you still been enjoying watching streams?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think like Mackers does it best. Like, you are freaking awesome, and just seeing just seeing like what you can do is really impressive, and seeing like all the seeing the streamer, just seeing what Twitch is all up to is fun to follow.
Do you watch any competitive esports?
I watch Rocket League sometimes. I was watching it today.
All right. Actually, as much as I love Rocket League, I have not watched a single second of any of the competitive stuff going on.
Yeah, it's okay. It's hard to. It's cool, but
that's also, speaking of downsides of Twitch, man. It's like the more you stream, the less you have time to watch anything else. And it's and when you do watch something else, you're super cynical about what you're watching. It's like, as you grow, your expectations grow as well. And your expectations are unrealistic for anybody who's been streaming, less time than you, because obviously they don't have as much time to learn as you did. And it fucks your brain up, man. Twitch is insane.
It is. It's crazy. There's a lot going on all at once.
It is an insane amount of stuff going on. I did a little video on YouTube about the mindset shift of a streamer. And the first 2 or 3 years of Twitch, I didn't understand Twitch. I was just turning on a stream and playing video games. And it took those 3 years of doing it consistently to just learn about entertaining a chat, talking to people, not being a douchebag, saying the right things, saying the wrong things. There's so much to learn in this space, and it can be just extremely overwhelming after a certain amount of time. Absolutely. All right, man. Well, it was awesome having you on the show. I really, really do appreciate you taking the time. I know I think it took me maybe like 5 times asking you for you to be like, okay, yeah, no, I'm good to go. So thank you for putting up with my persistent ass. And I appreciate you opening up and kind of sharing your story.
Thank you for having me on.
You are totally welcome. All right, everybody. Yo, thank you so much for coming out to the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast. This podcast will be back next Sunday, episode 75. It'll be a free-for-all with middle-aged stream, Salty Sam, and one special guest. I just realized we have the perfect fucking emote for Surfer Dude on the show.
It's perfect. It's my favorite emote.
Yeah, I think that's about it. First of all, I just want to say that we need to play Call of Duty Blackout very soon. I have like this little yellow notepad at my house where I'm writing down all the names of people that I haven't played games with in a while. And like, okay, all these people got COD. I need to play with them. And so we'll have to set that up soon. Sweet. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming to the podcast. Have a fantastic night, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye. Say goodbye, Tom.
Bye.